Yeah, just went home Nick here, just doing a quick update on my electric kitted push bike that I built. Just January 2019 passed. The kit's 6 years and 2 months old now. Now the bike I'd had for probably 3 or 4 or 5 years before. That's just my Giant. I think when I bought it was a $400 push bike, just not very good high quality, not very high quality front forks or anything, but I just run around the road on it. I think it was $400, but I can't remember. So the only thing that's going wrong with the Giant bike itself is that there's corroding away. Just real porous aluminium, and it's got, I can see the pedals there are starting to crack just through here, but they've been good, and I've done a lot of riding on it, and I'm just going to have to grease up and tension that shaft there. It's got a little bit of play in it, so I'll just have to adjust it through here, run a bit of grease in it, but other than that side it's been good. Now, on to the electric side of things. I bought this as a kit in Australia at, it was Noosa e-bikes at the time. Value e-bikes, I don't know if they're still going, up at Noosa, older gentleman. He's good to deal with, and the whole kit was, I think it was under $1,000. And I had a different brand battery. This is a Golden motor, Magic Pi 2. Silly name, I think, but that's about all that's silly about it, and I don't particularly like this design on it. Makes it look like cheap. I could paint that in, probably will one day, but I thought to myself, when this packs up, I'll buy myself a more high powered one. This is a 36 volt 36 volt. The controller is internal in behind here. The later Magic Pis, the Black Maxes or whatever they call them, they're easy to get to, but I haven't had one single spot of trouble with it. The only thing I've had to do is keep an eye on the tension of the spokes. The spokes haven't come loose for a long time, but they pull different to a motorcycle spoke. I'd probably say this is a more straight pull. It's definitely not as good an idea. It's probably got more flex, but I don't know why they do that, but anyhow, that's what they do. So to stop the little nipples from falling down if they come off, is I just put little zippy ties around there, which I've done years ago in a video, and but only I don't have any spoke problem now. So the battery itself is about 6 years old. I've done a lot of charging on it, and at times it's been sometimes 3 months between use, but I always keep it topped up with charge. Like I've been out on this morning, probably done 25 kilometres, and where I live up in the hinterland on the Sunshine Coast, little town of Maloney, it's very steep. So really, people say, oh, you're on an electric bike, what the hell, what are you trying to do? And I said, well, if I was on a normal bike, I had it as a normal bike, and I just am not interested in pedalling, struggling to pedal, whereas here there's this issue, and you still keep your fitness going, and it's enjoyable because you're not wearing yourself out, you're getting the degree of fitness that you want, and with this I'm just going quickly on the fit. I fitted it all up myself, easy fit. There's all your electrical wiring into that, and I just into a plastic bag, glad bag, and just taped it up tight, and I've never ever had a single trouble with it, not one single thing. This thing, 6 years old, and the maintenance is, I put new tyres on when I got it, and I've never had the back wheel off since, over 6 years, 6 years 2 months. I fitted it up myself, simple as, I haven't got a pedalic on it, I just have it as a hand throttle, where you just push that down. It's pretty simple. The battery just slides off. I charge it through the charging jack here, little charger that just pops in. I always disconnect the little Anderson. It's got an Anderson plug here, so when I'm charging I just pull the little Anderson plug there, and I just charge it, and when it's turned off, that battery just slides straight out of the little battery rack. Now if I was buying another one, when this battery packs up, I'm going to get a battery that goes in the triangle here, because I can put one of the workmates, he builds these batteries, and I'll just get more longer lasting battery, and I'll 48 volt it next time, because one of my mates had a 48 volt one. Just performed a fair bit better at 1000 watts than this does. Just more pulling power. Overall speed I think was 2 or 3 kilometres an hour quicker, but I don't normally go very fast on it anyhow, so to me it's just a bit of pedal for fitness. Like I said, the fitting of it is as simple as, you probably couldn't get it more simple. It was that easy. And I think all I had to do was, I think I had to put a tiny little bit out of the frame there, just so this bigger axle would fit in. If I remember rightly, I really can't even recall if I even had to do that. And that would only been a few rubs of the file. It's up tight, so I haven't even, because it's only 500 watts, I don't even have a plate that goes, and a torque plate, because it's only 500 watts, and as you can see it hasn't spun at all, because cable is still the exact same angle for dangle. But yeah, the carry all come with it when I uprated it, and because the supplier at the time couldn't supply me a battery, I bought a battery off Golden Motor battery. I bought a Golden Motor battery off another dealer in Brisbane. I don't know if they're even still there. Like I say, probably of anything I've ever owned, this would actually be the most reliable, maintenance-free thing I've ever owned. I've never owned another thing that has a motor or description. It doesn't matter if it's internal combustion or it just costs whatever it cost to charge, which I think was probably between 10 and 15 cents these days for 40 kilometres around here on the hills. And that's it. That's all it's ever cost. The tyres are bald, because that's how they come. They're like a semi-slick with a little tiny groove in them. And you have a little bit of tread on the side there, just along there. But I've never seen a more maintenance-free thing. So what'll happen is next time I buy another one, I want to buy a Stealth Bomber, or Stealth, Australian-made Stealth. I'll just buy a good second-hand one of those, and I'll have the ultimate transport for the rest of the days of ever getting around on anything with 2 wheels. So that note, just my name Mick out, and I couldn't praise this Golden Motor setup, or even also still to the Giant push bike, and it's made in China. The Golden Motor setup's made in China. I don't know how you could get anything that's more reliable, because I've done a lot of riding on it over the 6 years, and not one single thing. Smoke Mick out.